Hello class, my name is Molly Bouchard and I teach kindergarten through 2nd grade students, and today we're going to take a virtual tour of the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, also known as the LACMA. This is the largest art museum in the western United States. And first we need to talk about the history of the museum campus. Did you know that the LACMA turned 50 last year with many changes along the way? The museum campus, as of 2016, is comprised of 7 buildings located on 20 acres in the heart of Los Angeles. This museum has many distinct collections of Asian, Indian, Tibetan, Nepalese, Islamic, medieval, Latin, American, European, and modern art. Believe it or not, the LACMA in the early 21st century displayed and held more than 100,000 works of art. An interesting fact that in 1910 this museum was established as part of the Los Angeles County Museum of History, Science, and Art until 1961. In 1961, it became its own independent institution and moved to its present location in 1965 along Wilshire Boulevard. This photograph shows the main entrance as of 1965. This photograph shows the main entrance as of 2016. Notice the difference? The space sculpture in 1965 is no longer on display, and it was replaced with the urban lights installation at the main. Over the next minute, you'll see how the museum campus has grown. This map shows the original 3 buildings designed by William L. Apira Associates. The largest of these buildings, the Mansa Building, which houses the museum's permanent collection. Adjoining this is the Bing Center, which houses the research library, a children's gallery, an auditorium that seats 600, and a cafeteria. Wow, the museum campus has grown. Do you notice the reflecting pools are gone? They were filled in because of the seeping tar from the La Brea tar pits. Now, the original buildings are in orange, and in 1986 the museum obtained the Robert O. Anderson Building, now named the Arts of America Building, and was designed by the Hardy Holzman Pfeiffer Associates, and it houses the modern art collection. In 1988, designed by Bruce Goff, the Pavilion of Japanese Art opened. The 21st Century Editions designed by Resno Piano includes the Broad Contemporary Museum, which opened in 2008, and the Resnick Pavilion that was completed in 2010, along with some sculptures on the museum campus, as well as the May Company Building, which is now being leased by the Academy of Motion Pictures Art and Science and is planned for a movie museum. Now, don't think that this museum has stopped growing. Proposed by 2023, there is another redesign. It's time to check out what is being offered at LACMA. To navigate through this website, we're going to check out this red bar at the top. It's chock full of some great information to help us navigate this website. Now, if you're in the area and you want to visit, you're going to click on here, and it gives you all this wonderful information, even a calendar that has the events every day that the museum has to offer. And if we page down, you can pick the day that you're coming to visit the museum, and it will give you all of those events. And they're labeled by family and films and tours. Another interesting thing that LACMA is doing for the community is this new program called What is Local. And if we page down, you'll notice that it's a new way to experience the museum. They're going to do 2 events a month. It's designed for membership to get the museum community connected to the other people, and to build what they know of the museum and to find out new ideas in the museum. I think it's a great way how the museum is reaching out to the community. Now, if you remembered correctly at the beginning of the presentation, this museum at the beginning of the 21st century housed and displayed over 100,000 pieces of art. And if we want to find out what is being featured right now at the museum, we can click on this tab. But as a teacher, and I can't visit the museum, I'm going to look at the search collection. Now, if I'm paging through, we have the most popular items right here that is searched on a daily basis, but there is also some subcategories below, and they are highlighted, on view, curatorial area, chronological, and object. Now, if I click on all of these, they come up different ways. What's on view is pretty much self-explanatory, where I can pick up any floor or any building on the 7 complex campus and find out what's being displayed. If I go to chronological, I can pick any time frame and see what piece of art. Now, as a K2 art teacher, I would probably use chronological first and then object to find what I'm looking for, and then finally based on curatorial area, theme, or objective purpose. So I thought this was a real neat way to find the art and tie it into my art projects. We're back at the main page at the top. We're going to click over to View. Under this tab are the feature expositions that is currently on display at the LACMA. I'm going to click on this Royal Hawaiian Featherwork. And it looked really interesting, and after reading, I think it is a good example of an e-tick display. But what I really want to show you are these videos that the museum puts together to foster more educational learning. I'm going to play it so you can understand that as an observer, to help you celebrate and understand the artwork of this indigenous culture.
Aloha. What a wonderful day. We've been waiting for this to happen, and we're finally here. The Tongva representative welcomed our ancestral items to Los Angeles. And so they're here today and begin our day with a blessing and welcome to their land.
Getame Ashwood, Toma Tukopar, Pimemo Hood, Nyok Chuit, Nenok Wewood, Hutupiash Tarahat Tarahum, Hutupiash Tavangar, Tango de Rabadak, Yokota.
This video could help lead into some art discussions about the culture and why they are making the items that are on display. Where we look at them as art, the culture might look at them differently as some way of garments or headdresses used in religious purposes or ritual or something that is functional. The other part of this video is to be able to introduce music.
From Carson, California.
Now, say you wanted to look at more art of the Pacific. This museum has it. We can click on the tab right here, and it's going to take us to the Art of the Pacific, which is located right here in the Manson building, level 1. And if I page down right here, it's also going to give me a collection guide. And in this collection guide, we also have a sidebar of Art of the Pacific, an introduction, a timeline, the cultures represented, a map, and a gallery guide. Now, if I was using this as an art teacher, this gallery guide gave me a wonderful idea for a lesson plan. Now, we couldn't visit the gallery, but I could download the gallery guide, and it prints out these little blue outlines and a map, and each little blue outline has information, so we can find it on the map, tying in history. I can also go back to that search collection, find the pictures of these items that the museum houses, cut them out, and have my first graders or my kindergartners match up the art and the outline, and then be able to tell me where it is on the map. I really thought this was a good project so that they could see that this art did not come from the United States, but it came from the Pacific and different items. And then we could move in to talking about the culture, and we could talk about what this was. It a functional piece of art? Was it a worship piece of art? What was the art used for? And I just thought that would be a really good way to introduce a lesson like this, even though we couldn't go to the museum. But the museum offers this wonderful guide. Now I'm going to head back up to the top. And I did mention before that the LACMA has a blog, and they blog about different occurrences at the museum. And like I said, the Hawaiian featherwork really interested me. I found a blog entry, so it gives us some more in-depth details about how this exhibit came to be. It also shows us how the exhibit is displayed. It shows how it was brought and arranged in the protocol and installing. So it gives you like what went into taking the process of putting this exhibit up. So I just really thought that was interesting. So the kids can see that it takes a lot to display artwork and carefully take something that is meaningful and be able to have care with it, but also have the celebration that it is a piece of art. Now also on this red tab is programs. Let's go back up to the top. We're going to go to the programs. We are going to look at student and teachers. Yes, LACMA offers a variety of programs for the local community, but since I'm living in Chicago and can't really go, I'm going to click on this and see what they have to offer. And then I'm going to page down. And as I was paging down, I did find this little gem under LACMA Highlight Self-Guided Tours. Now, like I said, we can't go, but I did think that the way this is set up, like you could pretty much visit the museum one day at a time. You could put this up as a do now or bell ringer with your students and show them the picture, kind of give them the description, and then ask these questions. And this is a good way to start a good art conversation with your students. Now let's go back up to the top of the page. and I want to check out about LACMA education. And on this page, we talk about the museum's mission and value. And the museum is very deep-rooted in education, and it wants to extend the museum's experience to its fullest possible way and the widest possible audience, present and future. And it really wants to focus on these 4 key values: accessibility, collection focused, visitor centered, and transformative. And all of this is with this lovely full-time education department staff. And there is a lot of these people working very hard to help the museum patrons be educated with what is being housed and displayed at the museum. So now I'm going to key back here, and we're going to page down, and I want to look at teacher resources. There's that gray bar again. We're going to tab into this teacher resources. Now these teacher resources are curriculum materials that you can use within your classroom. And the grade level curriculum, we're going to look at kindergarten. I'm going to click on it. It becomes a PDF, so you could just print it off right here. It's 14 pages long, but it gives you a what the curriculum material presents here. And then there's 6 objects within this. And we page down, and it gives you the title. It gives you a description, and then questions to ask the students, and then this picture to put up with it. So I thought, once again, it's set up as a great do now or bell ringer to get your students actively involved discussing art. Now the other resource that is located on this page, which are all in PDFs, which can be printed out. Let's say we pick one of these. They're by themes. This one right here, Raining Men, Fashion and Menswear, right now goes along with one of the exhibitions that is at the museum. There is an about essay. There are images. There's discussion. There is lesson plans, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. And it says, this is who I am. This is a classroom activity. It gives you an essential question, tells you how long, gives you the art concepts, the materials you need. If we page down, it gives you what we're going to do by making art. It's all pretty much laid out there for you. It gives you a reflection, gives you curriculum connection. So everything you needed if you wanted to use the museum. And if we go back to here, there, once again, the wonderful video that the museum offers. And this is the one, I believe, where the ladies are dressing the mannequin with the clothing. Once again, it's 2.5 minutes. Great time frame for a class. We're going to go back here. Also, there are images and discussion questions. So it gives you everything you need to know about the exhibit. It gives you discussion prompts. It gives you what was displayed. It gives you information about it. And then it also gives you a picture, which is a black and white line engraving with hand coloring. So it's all how it's connected. Very interesting, very well set up, very well executed. Now we're going to go back to the top, and we have LACMA. This is a great place to find more resources like those videos, library and research. There is a special room in the museum that holds all catalogs and brochures from the past expeditions. They're probably out of print and hard to find, but they're here, and you can click on them. And then it's a PDF, and once it's loaded, you can look at what the museum did. So I thought this was a great way to find out some information if you were looking for some information. It really caught my eye. I really liked it. The other thing that caught my eye underneath the tab LACMA was the videos, and there are different videos of artists, art and film. See, we come over to the side tab, video, on view now, artist interviews, art and film, family, kids and family. And I think this tab right here would really be good for me because I am K2. And there is design inspiration, closest to the collection, community and me, and they all tie into something that the museum either has displayed or is on display now. So I thought that was really, really good. And all you have to do is click right here, and the video will come up, and you can watch it. And like I said, not very long. Great time frame for a class. I believe that the LACMA is a great resource and has an awesome digital footprint. I just want to point out, if we page down to the bottom of the page, these little buttons down here, this takes us to their blog. And there is a wealth of information here. They also have a Twitter account, a Facebook account, and when I looked at this is updated with their current events and what's going on at the museum. A Tumblr account, and there's actually like 3 of them, and it has different information from the museum. An Instagram account, and a Pinterest board, and it's all curated with their collections. So the LACMA is doing an excellent job with their digital footprint.